Yesterday, while I was working on Home Assistant, my Raspberry Pi died. It was a 4B, and it just died. I couldn't boot. I couldn't do anything with it. I did all the work I should do to try to figure it out, and it all told me I needed to replace it. So, since I have decided that Home Assistant is going to be my go-to home automation, I've decided to go ahead and invest in something long-term and good. So I got a CanaKit Pi 5 starter max kit. So we'll open it up and take a look what's inside. It's everything you need, including a Raspberry Pi 5. I bought it from Best Buy. Unfortunately, I bought it when I absolutely had very few alternatives because I needed to get my home automation running again. So as you would imagine, I paid a little bit more than I would like to. I think it was $160. The Raspberry Pi 5 is just an 8 gigabyte, so maybe it's in the range of $80 or so. I thought it was a little bit expensive, but we're going to see. So I'll open it up with you. So in the box, we have Read Me First, and it's has a few bits of information. And here is their home or their support information. I'll go back here. Next up, we have I think this is a mini. It's an HDMI cable to what appears to be a mini here. Next is a HDMI. Actually looks the same. That must be maybe it's a micro. Anyway, 2 HDMI cables are inside. This is the Raspberry Pi. This is a USB micro SD card. It's kind of nice, by the way. So you insert the card there. That's really nice. I know that this is supposed to have I think it's 256 gigabyte card, USB card. Raspberry Pi. So here's the Raspberry Pi operating system. And it's a 256 gigabyte card that probably goes in there. Now we have I got the white case. So this is the actual CanaKit. This is the white case. So this is the size of it. And the Raspberry Pi is going to go inside. Very, very small. If I just compared it to the size of my phone, you could see it's smaller than my phone. Here we have the CanaKit power supply that comes with it. It's a USB-C power supply. And finally, this is I see here, this is a heat sink. And I think that is going to actually tape on or paste on. I'm not positive what this is. I think it's a fan. Why don't we open it up and take a peek? So in fact, it is a fan. So there is everything we need. Let's go ahead and put it together. And then I will go connect it to my Home Assistant with my fingers extremely crossed. So let me open this up first. The CanaKit, I'm sorry. Here it is. Of course, it's extremely light. And you can see it has all the cutouts for the Raspberry Pi where you'd expect them to be. It opens up simple. So it looks like no tools at all. It's just going to snap together. Rubber feet here. Yes, I know I should be reading the instructions. I don't actually need this at this point. Therefore, I won't need this at this point. But I do need this, which is my Raspberry Pi. So here is the Raspberry Pi. It's got all kinds of written instructions inside the box, so it looks like you have to take the box apart, and you would because it says open here. Here is the Raspberry Pi 5. So you can see we have two USB 3.0s, two other USBs, an Ethernet adapter cable, input. I am going to use Ethernet, micro HDMI. One of these must be where the fan goes, which we'll find out in a moment. And underneath here is where the SD card goes. So there is everything. Let's try to put this together. So it would seem that the fan obviously is going to go under here. Here's the fan, and it will go under here, and will connect to the Raspberry Pi. Let's see where. I would tell you it's going to go right here, which means we have to take this off. Right here, it looks like this is going to fit in here. Yes, I still have not read the instructions. So there we go. So I have the fan connected here. I am going to put the Raspberry Pi into here. Looks like it, on a slight angle, like that. So I put it in on a slight angle here, and then this fits in absolutely perfectly, by the way, to the bottom here. Let's take a peek at the heatsink. You see it says Pi 5 and CanaKit, so it's a CanaKit heatsink. This is really interesting. So here's the heatsink, and it's got double back, what appears to be at least double back tape. So it is going to fit on here, and I will have to look at instructions, I think, to see exactly where this is going to fit on here. The answer is going to be here, and the reason is this component here that is on an angle also is here on an angle. So you're going to have to forgive me. I'm going to take this away, I think, so I could be very precise in placing this heatsink, especially on the CPU here. So let me take the tape off. I'm going to put the heatsink right there. Okay, so I have placed the heatsink as best to my ability on those components. It's exactly the way it should be. I'll show it to you from the side. It's pretty tight. Nice. So the next step is to put this on, which is the fan. The real question is going to be, which way does it go? So life is a little bit easy on Canvas so far is just awesome, by the way. I could see the 4 places here that this will snap into the fan. So I now know which is up and which is down. Let me try this. I believe this is to be the correct way to do it. So I'm going to put it there. It obviously snapped in. And now the last piece is to snap this in. I don't know if you heard that. It just snapped perfectly. So let's take a look. USBs, Ethernet, HDMI, HDMI, USB-C, so obviously it's the power supply, and the USB I'm sorry, the SD card will go in here. This is it, a CanaKit. You did an awesome job. I'm now going to go hook it up to my Home Assistant setup, but this will end the actual unboxing and setup of CanaKit. All right, let me just tell you what I think here on this unusually sunny day. Over the past few weeks, it has not been. So, one, CanaKit, wow. Everything was perfect. Everything fit perfectly. Everything was packed perfectly. There was no issues whatsoever with CanaKit. I mean, there's no issues. The Raspberry Pi, of course, was part of the kit, and that, as you saw in the video, it all fit in really well. So there you go. I encourage you to use CanaKit if you can. I would look for sales. Again, my one error was I had to buy something really quick, and that's what I did. And I thought it was a little bit expensive. Link will be in the description for the Best Buy CanaKit that I purchased. Anyway, at the end of the day, it looks great. Now I'm going to go hook it up to my Home Assistant on my desktop computer, and that's the next video. Take care, guys. Well, my Raspberry Pi 4B is dead, and so here's our new setup. I have my CanaKit Raspberry Pi 5 is inside of here. A very, very small item. I have my SSD in this enclosure that I previously purchased. I did put the Raspberry Pi 5 Home Assistant software on here already. So let's see what we're supposed to do. This is from Copilot, which I used yesterday, and I blamed for my issues of the Raspberry Pi dying. Anyway, on the Canva CanaKit, USB-C power is going to go right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually, by the way, I will clean up all of these wires. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to plug in the SSD, and it's a 3.0 because you could tell from the blue color, into the CanaKit, and it also has 3.0. And here we go. So I've plugged that in. I'm also going to plug in my USB for my Z-Wave. This Raspberry Pi 5 has 4 USB ports in it. I have done that, as it says there. Connect power to the Pi 5. Here I go. This CanaKit does have a fan and a heatsink. And I've decided, again, the fan and heatsink inside, I'm looking long-term now with my use of Home Assistant. I am going to plug the power supply in with this USB-C here. I have a red light, which is now green. I don't feel the fan turning yet. The fan has just turned on. You can't see or hear it, but it has just turned on. So here we go. Green light. We're set there. Wait 1 to 2 minutes. And the next step is it's going to want me to open Home Assistant on this computer. I can see the blue light on the SSD blinking away, meaning I assume that it's booting or moving data. So let's bear with this for a moment. I think I've given it enough time, if it's working. So the next step, as you can see, there's a link here. All right, the final step is I did go ahead and I connected the Ethernet cable because I have my Eero mesh system. So I did connect that. And I did look on my Eero app, and it shows Home Assistant. So let's try it now and see if it works. All right, so here's where I am. I am booted up. Home Assistant is seen on my mesh system. And this screen has come up. When I put in the address, it kept trying to do HTTPS. And actually, at this point, you don't need the S. Eventually, I will, but not now. So anyway, it gives me an option to create my smart home. Well, I've already done that. Upload a backup or Home Assistant Cloud. I am going to upload a backup. So I've been backing Home Assistant up on my Google Drive. So here it's telling me to select the backup file. What I did is I downloaded the backup to my desktop. And this is it here. All right, well, here's what is going on. You could see there's restore in progress. So any of you that are ever going to do this, when you do backups in Home Assistant, most likely you have an encryption key. Don't lose it, because without it, there is no fallback whatsoever. Fortunately, I had put it in my password manager, so I did have my encryption key. But I just mentioning Home Assistant will be unforgiving if you don't have it. The other thing is, right now it's restoring, so I think it's going to probably take a good half hour or so because I had a lot of stuff on it, which is okay. I just want to get this up and running again. I did. One of the new issues I had was the system on the Raspberry Pi. On Raspberry Pi, the Home Assistant OS was one level down from what the backup is, so it wouldn't let me put the backup on. So I had to wait until the Raspberry Pi updated itself to December. So bunch of stuff. Home Assistant, again, is very unforgiving, but also very safe. So right now, let's wait and see what happens with the restore. I am back up and running, and I'm just going to make sure everything works. Well, all done. So the CanaKit went together, I mean, it just perfectly. I can't say enough about that. But a couple of other things. When you make a backup of your Home Assistant, please make sure you copy your encryption key. I mentioned in the video, and I'm going to mention again, Home Assistant is extremely secure, and it just won't give you any options. You have to know your encryption key. So that was a big help for me that I did, in fact, put my encryption key in my password manager. Everything else, there was all these little nuances, like on the when going to the Home Assistant site, to leave off the letter S on the HTTPS, and there was just all these little nuances you had to do. But I've always found Home Assistant is very difficult, and I mean the end result is great, but you have to be really patient and take care of things. So, and I really encourage you to make backups. I back up to my Google Drive. It makes 3 backups. It keeps them on there, 3 at a time, and then it erases the 4th one as it gets a new one. And that came in as a giant help. The other thing I'll mention is the combination of CanaKit with the Raspberry Pi, using my desktop for Home Assistant, is so fast. Who would think that from 4B to 5 on the Raspberry Pi, you would see this change? But please remember from a previous video, 2 videos ago, I have attached my Samsung SSD case to the Raspberry Pi, and that's a big deal. So when I put it all together, I now have a nice operating Home Assistant setup that I'm really happy with. It's very fast, and I just like it. So there you go. Everything finally came together, And I appreciate all of you guys watching. Take care. Bye.